Hey guys, Dezpulse here, playing my Hunter on WoW. I haven't played Survival since Vanilla, and I've been playing it recently, and you know what? I've got to say, Survival Hunter's been blowing me away. I haven't played Survival in a good, 9 years, and this spec is back with a vengeance. I've been kind of playing with the talents to see what works best with me, and I think I found some pretty sick burst. I want to share it with you guys, so let's jump right into this video. So, right now, this is pre-Legion, maybe 2 weeks before Legion's coming out, so I just want to run over how I'm doing it here. Of course, Honor Talents will be available at 110, but for now, this is what I'm running. Now, with Way of the Mok'Nathal, this seems like the best increase damage-wise, and maybe at 110 it will be. One thing I kept running into when I was spec'd this is getting those stacks up to 4, getting kited, getting blinked, feared, stunned, you name it. It's very hard to get 4 stacks, at least currently. So I used throwing axes for a while. It's like throwing a rock. It did almost no damage, and for a 13.5 second recharge cooldown, I didn't really find it worth it. So I'm sticking with Animal Instincts. The Instincts of the Raptor increase haste by 10. Increase your haste, it reduces the cooldown. Very useful there. Instincts of the Cheetah, not 100% unless you kind of trying to kite. You hit it and then you're starting to kite, or you need to catch up to somebody who's trying to kite you. Very lucky and situational when that comes up, but the one that you're going to spec into this for is Instincts of the Mongoose, increase mastery by 10%, which of course means more damage. The Instincts of the Raptor, can lead to more damage, but direct damage, it's mastery all the way. Second tier here, level 30 tier, I went Murder of Crows. Mortal Wounds is okay, but for 2%, I'm not really willing to spec into it. And Snake Hunter, 1.5 minute cooldown. I feel like that this would be amazing for burst once we have our artifact weapon in Legion, which is only 2 weeks away, so we'll definitely be checking this out. But for pre-Legion right now, I've gone Murder of Crows, and it's a great dot to have on the enemy at the beginning of burst. Post-haste is what I decided to go here for the 45 tier. Harpoon frees you from all movement impairing effects and increases your movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. You need this in PvP. Far Strider is good. I was running this for a while. Extra Harpoons are nice, but you know what? It's even better when Harpoon can get you out of movement impairing effects. Dash isn't even worth mentioning in my opinion. Steel Traps for right now is the way to go. You gotta hurl that steel trap at the target location and it immobilizes the enemy and deals a lot of bleed damage over 30 seconds. This is also great for the burst. At least right now, I think that this is the best the best talent in this level 60 tier. Next one for PvP. Camouflage is okay, but the problem is you're always going to have dots and bleeds on you, and unless you're a dwarf with your racial passive, it's hard to use camouflage. Like, if you get lucky and go away or don't have anything on you, you might. But Ranger's Net, I find that I was getting kited a lot. I spec'd into Ranger's Net, and that almost instantly stopped being as bad as it was. Ranger's Net is incredibly useful for the root as well as for the slow effect. For the level 90 tier here, Butchery is okay. It does a little bit more damage with its 3 charges and 40-second cooldown. 40 seconds for all 3 charges. If you take in 13.4 second recharge times the 3 charges you get, it's actually 40-second recharge. So great for AoE, great damage. Actually a little bit more damage than Dragon's Fire. Why I pick Dragon's Fire over Butchery is because Butchery uses 40 focus. And when you're moving in for the burst, you need to hit Flanking Strike, you need to hit Lacerate, and you definitely need to hit Mongoose Bite. And of course, you're going to need your focus for these moves. And to spam this, you know what? This is still an AoE damage, and on top of that, it's a little bit less damage, but it also adds a slow and a dot to everyone around your target. I'm running Dragon's Fire. It's also 10-second less cooldown. Serpent Sting is probably going to be amazing in Legion. Right now, Serpent Sting, again, with the artifact weapon, I can see this being top tier burst, but right now it's Dragon's Fire Grenade. And Expert Trapper for level 100. There's no doubt about it. These other moves we're not going to talk about. Expert Trapper, you can read the tooltip. It buffs all of your traps, and it's something you need to consider. one thing right now that I've done here is I've made myself a sequence macro here that I've hashtag show tooltips for explosive trap. And you can see in this macro here, I'm going to show you right here. So when I cast sequence, I start with explosive trap, cast murder of crows, and then dragon's fire grenade. And of course, I have these on their separate buttons as well, and I can make sure all three of these have gone off once I've used the cast sequence for bursting. So basically, the rotation that I'm doing here, it's going to be harpoon and aspect of the eagle. Now, I also made a macro for aspect of the eagle for maximum burst. It's very simple. Aspect of the eagle, blood fury, which is the orc racial passive, increases the damage, increases the attack power by 345 and lasts 15 seconds. And I even used a pop Draconic agility potion for even more DPS. So what I do is I harpoon in. As I harpoon at the same time, I pop my macro, hits all these three things for maximum burst. I'll lay down my steel trap right away the second my feet hit the ground, and then I'll press this button. Now the cast sequence basically means, if you're not familiar with it, every time I press this is bound to Q. Every time I press it, it will essentially cast one of these moves. So once I lay down my steel trap, I will press Q, explosive trap, Q again, murder of crows, and then Q again, dragon's fire grenade. And having all of those macroed onto one button drastically increases your speed of applying all these. I tried it without the macro, and it was almost impossible to just get this down in any type of reasonable time. So once I put this in the macro, it's like 2 seconds flat. You've got all three up. It's perfect. After you pop that, of course, you put your bleeds on, you got your flanking strike, lacerate, and then mongoose bite 3 times. And the burst is actually pretty crazy. Now, I want to show you just how good this burst can be. And remember that this does not include the artifact weapon. This is not in the new Legion game. This is just pre-Legion still. So we're still at level 100 for this. Check this out. So I've got my good buddy here, Allison Gold, helping me out just for demonstration purposes with this duel here. So basically, I'm going to accept this duel, and you're going to see the rotation here. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to harpoon in. Okay, press my aspect of the eagle macro, which is also blood fury right there. Lay the steel trap, press Q, explosive trap, Q, a murder of crows, Q. There's the dragon's fire grenade, and then we stack the dots with flanking strike, lacerate, and 3 mongoose bites, and he went down very quickly, as you can see here. The burst with survival hunter, and again, that weapon I'm using is item level 655. Not 100% sure on the whole difference it makes at the moment, but you know what? It's 655, and that was pretty ridiculous burst in my opinion. Another druid comes and drops a dual flag on me. You know, what else can I do? I can accept. There's actually people just kind of around me at this point. There were like 3 or 4 people dropping dual flags on me. So I'm going to go ahead and duel this druid and see what I can do. He's a boomkin. He went into cat form. He kind of fooled me here because I was going to drop a flare. Just as I toss it, he comes out there and starts hitting me. But here's the rotation here perfectly. The burst is very real with survival hunters. As you can see, he's already at half health. And again, this is he's in full gear. I'll show you his gear a little bit later, but he's very close to dying. I'm close to dying. He starts healing, so you know what? I didn't use this healing macro before. Very close to death. That's my healing macro. 3/4 of my life is back. I harpoon right back into him, and that's it. The duel's over once I use my heal. So I just kind of want to wrap up this video with a PvP clip just to show you how this pans out in a real PvP situation. I'll let you guys enjoy this little clip here. I will be posting more WoW videos after Legion comes out. I know it's only 2 weeks until, but you know what? Stay tuned, guys. And if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, you know, show me some support. Press that like button. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.
You bastards! Shit. So not who I was trying to heal.